So spring break put a call out for 2022. And after my experience in 2020, I realized that a lot of the projects that were there, like our students were also doing pretty fantastic work, and it would be a really great experience for our students to be able to learn hands-on how this aspect of the art world functions. Malachi Wilson, I knew that he had interest in doing curatorial work, so I had approached him. And then Janessa Lewis is a former student of mine and asked her if she would be interested in participating. And we worked together collaboratively, collectively, well, basically on all aspects of the project.
The process was obviously a lot of prep beforehand, a lot of spreadsheets, Google Drive notes, meetings beforehand, meetings with the artists, meetings with Chris and Malachi and I. We had interviews with the artists where the artists were able to tell us more about their process and their work and more about their art. So we curated the artists Rivera and Haupt. Initially, when you look at their work, they seem very, very different from each other. But we were excited by that contrast and that juxtaposition, exploring themes of death and life in these really domestic settings. And it was a really fun play between the two of them, very different.
I had curated a couple shows before this project that were great experience and good kind of foundational work. But this was an amazing experience as far as working with artists who are well established in their own practices, who know what it is that they care about, and looking at how we can kind of bring them together and expand the dialogue that they're working with. Spring break is known to be a little more accessible than some of the kind of blue chip fairs, which has its immediate positives and also has some challenges that come with it. Maybe one of those challenges was the need to be adaptable with the space. And so it was kind of a multi-tier process of prepping the space and prepping the work and then getting it all sorted and transforming the space into what we wanted it to be.
When opening night came around, it was a really cool opportunity to see all of the people that had come in, all of the collectors, the dealers, the people who were planning on purchasing art, and all of the artists and the curators, and watching everybody interact.
Applications for Spring Break 2022 in LA were the highest that they've ever received, so it was very competitive. So I think it speaks very highly of the quality of the work that our artists have, as well as the quality of the application that we put together.
It was really cool to be participating in a project where we were equals with professionals in the field. I mean, like at no point were we there and people were going, oh, like, who let these kids in, right? There was a kind of mutual respect that everyone had for the work that they were bringing to the table, for the curatorial practice that people were demonstrating.
It was cool to see like all the things that I had learned about in a school setting actually applied, and I feel like Chris did a really good job of really encouraging us to be as involved as we possibly could, and then also just like really demonstrated the best way to develop connections and relationships with people in the art world that are long-lasting.
And frankly, with a lot of studio instruction, you learn how to make things, but not what happens after you make them. And how do you get it out there, and how do art fairs function, and how do you work with collectors, and like all of these sorts of details are oftentimes not covered. And this would have been a great opportunity to get some students involved. So for the students, I think it's really invaluable. And I mean, they've got a fantastic line on their resume and experience from having participated in this. They functioned as professional curators, in essence, as undergraduates.